In this recording, I am going to review antibodies and the different classes of antibodies and their characteristics. So, the basic structure of antibodies is that they consist of four polypeptide chains, and typically they form a Y-shaped molecule. You can see that on this picture here of IgG, which is one of the antibodies. So there's five classes of antibodies that are pictured here. And a good way to remember them is MAG. So that's the first letter of each of the antibodies. They're classified and given a letter. So they are immunoglobulins. That's what IG stands for. And then the letter designation is the third letter in the name. So we have IgM, IgG, IgA, IgE, and IgD. I will just go briefly through each one and give you the basic characteristics and functions for each, starting with the largest one, which is IgM. So this is actually called a pentamer, which means that it consists of five antibody structures that are all linked together. You can see the five Y-shaped structures here. And like I said, this is the largest antibody. It's found mainly in blood. And this is the first type of antibody that is produced upon exposure to an antigen. And this is one of two antibodies whose job is to fix complements. And basically what that means is that complements will come in and bind to the antibody, and that will enhance their response, the antibody's response to the antigen. Next one I'll talk about is right here, IgA. This is called a dimer. That's referring to its structure. Di, the prefix di means two. So this consists of two antibody structures that are linked together. And IgA is found in a lot of body secretions like sweat, saliva, mucus, even breast milk. The next one over here is IgD. And so this one, as well as the other two that we will talk about, IgG and IgE, these are monomers. Mono means one. And so these consist of just a single antibody structure. You can see that they have the typical Y-shaped structure of an antibody. So back to IgD, this is the least abundant out of all the classes of antibodies. It's found mostly in blood and in lymph, and it serves as an antigen receptor on the surface of B cells. So it is located on B cells and it will bind to antigens. IgG is the next one. It's also called gamma globulin, if you've ever heard of that term before. This is the most abundant antibody in blood plasma, in the liquid part of blood. And this is the second class of antibodies produced after exposure to an antigen. Remember, IgM is produced first, and then IgG will be produced next. This is the only antibody that can actually cross the placenta from the mother's blood into the fetus during pregnancy. And also, just like IgM, IgG fixes complements. The last antibody is IgE, and this is also found in blood plasma. It binds to basophils and it triggers the release of histamine. And so because of that, it's involved in allergic responses.